Morning. We don't typically do a fire in the morning, but we just scored a, where is it?
Mama,
We just scored a huge load of firewood, yeah, right there, from some other campers that left. So we're gonna have a fire this morning, and then I don't know what our plan is for today. We'll just kind of go with the flow.
And Esther is our resident fire maker. She's the one that always gets the fire started on pretty much all of our camping trips.
But I'm back in the race again. It might not look pretty, but I got this in the bag. I take the keys to the city, and I'm never gonna give them back. I was made for this.
So we just locked the keys in the car, stupidly. And we were like so in the middle of nowhere, there's like no way we can even call for help. So anyway, luckily Janie left her door a tiny bit ajar. So we found this tool in the campsite. I'm trying to pry it open so that I can, because I've seen them do that when I've locked my keys in. And I'm trying to find a skinny enough stick that I can put it in there and unlock the door. Hopefully this works. Otherwise, I honestly don't know what we're gonna do. So I just jerry-rigged this. I have no idea if it's gonna work. Tent stake, to a long curved stick that looks like it might be skinny enough. Brian's going to see if anybody has a coat hanger. I'm gonna try this though. Maybe when he gets back I can surprise him. We'll see. All right, that didn't work. But Brian got, are you sure that's gonna be long enough? Oh, you're untwisting it. Brian got one of those things that you use to where are you? To roast a hot dog. So we're gonna try that. That'll be nice and thin. We can totally do that. We're gonna be in. That was close. Well, no luck so far. We've moved to the front door. What we're trying to do is push the unlock button. And someone pointed out that this typically wouldn't happen in a Prius. It's impossible, except that Janie's door is ajar. So that wasn't actually luck. Because her door is ajar, the car thinks that the door is open, and so it was willing to lock. Typically, if the key's in the car, it won't lock, but it would in this case. But anyway, now we're trying. We've had several generous camping neighbors let us take and destroy coat hangers because they're a little bit thicker gauge, so they might push down because the hamburger roaster, hot dog roaster, whatever you want to call it, it just bent when it hit the unlock button. Kiddos, I really need you to get along right now. But the coat hanger's having a similar problem. It pushes down. It's like almost completely down, and then it won't go farther. Then it just bends. So we might have to get a locksmith, which would mean an hour and a half away, finding a ride from someone or something, because there's zero service here. Or we'd have to drive till we had service. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We're going to keep trying. But the kids are being great. They're playing pretty well, entertaining themselves, so we can work on this. And thank goodness we're not that isolated right now, or we definitely would have to just break a window.
Might as well be real. Open. It only took 2 hours? 3 hours?
Mama.
A pretty consistent effort. And I was just playing out my mind, having to ask people for food, and I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Honestly, worst case scenario was not that bad. We're in a beautiful place, but it's the stress coming out. Okay.
Now we got tons of
So the lake we were headed to is more of a pond than anything. Literally, there were cattails. I could probably throw a rock across it. So we're gonna, I think, go back.
I got my wish.
Yeah, we're going back to the place that we went yesterday. We might check out a different beach, but same place, which the kids are thrilled about, and Brian too.
Get your phone in.
I was made for this. Outside the roof, it's amazing. Jackpot, smile for a second. Can't stop the moves that I'm making.
Just finished inflating the paddleboard, and now it's raining. Barely, but it looks like it might get worse. We'll figure it out. Let's go with the flow. We have been so far. Rain came and went. Brian has informed me the weather water is colder than it was yesterday, or at least it feels like, because the air is not as warm. So we are suited up in our wetsuits, ready to go and swim with the kids. We won't last as long as them if we don't have wetsuits on because the water is cool. We're gonna walk all the way to Papa. It doesn't get deep for a long time. Yeah, I can see it.
Go put your bets on me. You see the cards that I'm holding. It's like I'm playing with house money. And everybody knows it, baby. I got it in my soul.
How's it?
It's great. These things are amazing. I never would have gone on without it. We are totally 100% safe, and I know what I'm doing. I'm very good at this now, okay? Do you want to sit like that, or do you want to sit a little more in the middle because you're on the edge? Yeah, see? And if you scoot up a little bit, then you can grab that. Okay. Ready? Proud of you, girl.
I'm so scared of this.
I'm gonna break out, take down, man. I'm going all out. Go ahead and take it in. The place to be, right here, right now. This is what it's all about. Show you how it feels to win. I was made for this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was made for this. I was made for this. Most time the rhythm is amazing. Jackpot is mine. I was made for this.
So Janie came out on the water with me, as you can see, a little bit reluctantly. It's a little chillier today than they wanted. I only got to do a little bit of swimming by myself, but here we are. It's really beautiful, and she's getting some nice, quiet, calm time, and we're warming up a little bit.
Yeah, Lulu. We have Pakin and Shoku.
So I just brought Janie to that little island that that I went to yesterday. What do you think, Janie?
Checking in the mirror, boy, it's dressed to the nines. The limo riding feet of fire, taking over the night. Ain't gotta roll with me, just need a few to be. Do that thing until they see. You know what to do now. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Jukebox in the corner, taking me for a ride. Into the motion, we're exploding out of trouble inside. You wanna roll with me? We're gonna feel the beat. Show 'em how to do that thing. You know what to do now. Tonight the stars are out, so let's paint the town. I'm running when I hit the ground. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
When Brian and Jack got back, Jack is asleep, so they're just chilling on the paddleboard. I think my battery's gonna die soon, so whatever. But I'm very proud. Janie, what did we make?
Just a dome castle.
Just a dumb castle. Somebody's grumpy. Whoever said girls don't get muddy? Girls get muddy, right, Jane? Yes, they do.
Light of the smoke. Above the traffic, everybody better look out below. I got somewhere to be. Time got away from me. Too busy feeling free. It's all I can do now.
Went for another dip. But now feeling done, so I'm gonna change to my normal clothes. Jack's still sleeping, so I think we're gonna let him nap a little bit more. Still acclimated to the time zone, I think. And then we'll take off.
What are you doing back there?
Trying to pull my dog.
Oh, I think I'm being pulled because I'm a dog now. All right. And then there's our sleeping boy. What?
Tonight the stars are out, so let's paint the town. I'm running when I hit the ground. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
Not good to cuddle this one very much.
No.
So the crises on this trip are not done. When we went to go swim, we noticed that there were some lights on the car, which, you know, could have just been a light glitch, so we weren't super worried, but Brian and I both tried driving it, and the brakes are soft, and it's because somehow a rock nicked our brake line on the way in or something. That's what one of the guys, other campers said anyway. And we are out of brake fluid. It's still in the lines, so there's still some, but we have to wait till tomorrow to leave because we need all day. But we're gonna have to leave earlier than planned and find a mechanic so we can get that fixed. So yay, more trouble. But our car's getting older. Hold on just a second. The car's getting older. This would have been our last trip in it anyway. So I guess this is just a sign of that. What are you two up to?
We're gonna inspect the car. See if we can figure out what's going on.
You're gonna help Jack?
Jack's gonna help. He's got a headlamp.
Nice. We were planning to leave tomorrow really late. Not late, but right after lunch. We're gonna have to leave early morning. So I've got the startings of a fire here. We're gonna try and burn a bunch of that out. I'll probably end up handing some over to one of our camper neighbors when we leave. I think the most annoying thing about the whole car situation is that we had our car inspected before we went, carefully, letting them know what our plan was, how far we were going to be driving, and then this happened anyway, which, was probably just the road it was a bit of a washboard road, which is chancy in a Prius, I guess, but anyway, it's just annoying, but looks like we're going to be hanging out somewhere we didn't plan to go tomorrow. Yeah. It'll all work out. It always does. But doesn't mean it's not annoying in the meantime.
So because of all the shenanigans that have gone on today, we're just trying to enjoy the last night since we won't get to spend the rest of the day here tomorrow. So we're just trying to enjoy it. This is probably going to be my favorite part of the entire trip. So I'm just soaking up my usual nature bathing, sitting in the forest and just looking at the trees. Kids are having a fire. Esther's relaxing. And yeah, just trying to make the most of the little bit of time we have left here. Ho, ho, ho.
You saw Bigfoot? What
It
did he look like?
A human.
Really?
But was it any different?
No. He had a beard. And he was like that guy.
Oh. We're listening to Bigfoot stories and Janie's telling us hers. The amount of wildlife on this trip. Bambi came to visit.
Okay, right. I just turned around. Just show you.